how old were you when you first managed an artist?
17.
17 you began managing.
The hip-hop at the time, everybody wanted it. Everybody was trying to get even a new department in their division. France is the only market that was able to get their hip-hop that strong.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the second urban market after the US.
After the US,
Yes.
wow.
Yeah.
Were the majority of these French rappers originally from Africa?
Mostly, yes. African, West African, North African. That was usually between those two, and a few exceptions with, you know, Portuguese and white. He gave me a chance to create a hip hop division with him. So we started with his compilation Planet Rap. That's how I started really working more and more and being really in a really steady position with a contract, with a nice job at 19.
Now, what neighborhood were you living in?
Paris, 20th.
Describe a Paris ghetto.
Well, I mean, it's projects like the one I was in Harlem and Frederick.
How high are the projects? How tall?
Like Frederick Douglass.
So they'll be like 16
even higher,
stories.
even higher sometimes.
And will there be graffiti?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Graffitis.
There's even, I'm thinking about Buba from Lunatic, one of the rappers who said rap music is for the people who live on the 16th floor with an elevator broken.
And smell of pee.
Yeah.
Wow, so that's just like here.
Yeah, so yeah, definitely. And I would say here it's even better because at least, you know, in each ghetto you have your own little life going. But in French ghetto, it feels like when things are closed, there's nothing.
There's nothing.
There's nothing.
So it's outside the main city. It's outside the transportation system.
And trains stop running at midnight.
Yeah.
So you can't go anywhere?
Yes.
It's either you're stuck in Paris or you have a car and you come back, or you gotta wait till the morning.
Yeah. So my story is very different. I was not involved professionally in hip hop. I just grew up with the music. I became a dancer. I was a hip hop dancer, and it was hip hop dancing and very, you know, b-boy and b-boys and b-girl. I've always tried to incorporate. You know, hip hop is just part of my life. So then, if you become a scholar, you just try to translate your experience of the culture into academic terms. So I grew up right outside Paris in the 13th. So it's in the southeast of Paris. The district is the zip code, because we use zip code, is 94, so Val-de-Marne, and there are a lot of rappers who come from the Val-de-Marne. So
and actually, rappers love to revendicate, right?
Yeah, to claim and their zip code.
Oh, so you get street cred for zip code.
Yeah.
It's really funny because last year, during the French Urban Show, I had the Psychopath performing. You remember I had sent you the invitation in New York? And he was like, 93, 93, which is 93, 93. And this African woman said, can you tell me what is 93?
There was an evolution. Like in 96, there was a law that was passed in France, which is called the law of 40%. And that made it mandatory for
radio.
Yeah, radio and
play
TV.
At least 40% of French music.
And that created a space for the rappers, because before 96, the scene was mostly underground.
It opened doors for minorities, women like me, because I remember every labels were looking to hire minorities who knew about hip hop.
But it's very interesting that, you know, you were two women who were involved in this in very much a male-dominated genre.
When you're going to those places, you have to dress a certain way, you have to behave a certain way, because you know that you cannot be too, you know, girly.
Because I was one of the women always around, you get a lot of
attention by the guys.
They want to go out with you. They know you want that's true. And because you don't go for it, then they create a reputation of you sleeping around. So I had that. And if they speak about you, good or bad, they still speak about you. That means there's a reason.
This whole issue that came up in the riots, where people blamed hip-hop for it, was when hip-hop started to become popular, was there a whole discourse about hip-hop and criminality?
Yeah. When they sing the song Sacrifice de poulet, which is sacrifice of poulet. Poulet is more like, it's not pig.
Issues with language or issues of criticism of police, or more issues of cursing?
No, cursing is allowed.
Yeah, but cursing the police is not.
Oh.
This question of just censorship, it really happened. It really took place when hip-hop became, started to cross over and started to reach more people.
In the United States, enormous numbers of people from the projects, from the ghettos are in prison. Is this happening in France, that a lot of people are going to prison?
Yep.
The prisons are a theme in this music.
Yes.
Oh yeah, they even give shouts to jail names.
Hip-hop cannot become national because it's overrepresented by people coming from outside of France. And because those people are not recognized as French, we always mention their origin, they are Senegalese origin, Algerian origin. They're not seen or they're not constructed as French.
The anti-immigrant sentiment was building with the La Pen campaign in 2002. How did the riots in 2005 intensify this, and how did hip-hop come into this as a point of discussion in the riots?
It might be a paradox, but I've always enjoyed more freedom as a black person in the US than in France.
You feel more comfortable?
I always felt more comfortable. I always felt like I had more opportunities. I always felt that people were, more open-minded and that they were actually interested in black people.
You feel like sky's the limit. Kerry James, the rapper, did a song after the riots about that, saying that you from the ghetto doesn't mean you have to fail. Like the two first sentence, for instance, is like, we're not condemned to fail. This is the song of the fighters, ghetto and proud to be. Hip-hop helped us actually express or hear what we already feeling or want to say all the time. So that's why I think people are so much into hip-hop, and that's why they hate it so much.
I know what I've been doing, but I know how many people from my neighborhood and from my building in particular never even graduated from high school. And then it's easy to use me and say, oh, you're a ghetto girl and you made it and this and that. But what does it change?
On n'est pas condamné à l'échec. Voilà le chant des combattants, banlieusards, fiers de l'être. J'ai écrit l'hymne des battants, ceux qui ne font pas toujours ce qu'on attend d'eux, qui ne disent pas toujours ce que l'on veut entendre d'eux, parce que la vie est un combat. Pour ceux d'en haut comme pour ceux d'en bas. Si t'acceptes pas ça, c'est que t'es qu'un lâche. Lève-toi et marche, c'est un pour les miens, arabes et noirs pour la plupart et pour mes partout. Prolétaires et banlieusards, le 2, ce sera pour ceux qui rêvent d'une France unique.